everybody, and welcome to another episode of HB Critical, a podcast where my friends and I talk all things gaming. I am your host for the evening of November 19th, 2020, Jerel. And I'm so thankfully joined by Brandon.
Yo, hey.
And Kellie.
Hi.
And Gabe.
Good evening.
And shout out to Kellie for drinking tea while I also drink tea. We are tea buddies across the internet, and I love it.
Yes.
I usually have a latte or coffee, and I was making tea, and she made tea, and now we're tea brother and sister, and I'm here for it.
Yes.
Linked by tea.
It brings people together. Really does.
It really does. So obviously first, how are you guys?
Good.
I'm doing fantastic. Today's been a very relaxing day.
I am surprisingly calm.
Oh, I like to hear that.
First.
I like to hear that.
Especially because of the pre-order fiasco that happened again on Walmart for their 3:00 pre-orders. But I'm surprisingly calm. So obviously, also, what have you guys been playing?
I'll go first because the main two things I've been playing this week has been once I finally got my copy. I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. It has been a blast going through the soundtrack and seeing the story recap. Of course, I'm looking forward to the new story, but honestly, I just love Kingdom Hearts music, and rhythm games are a genre I like as well. So it's been a lot of fun to just go through it, especially since you have all the different teams. But in addition to that, I've been playing a lot of Persona 5 Royal, and that's not really news at this point, but in Royal, I just recently got to the brand, there's been little new stuff scattered all throughout compared to the original Persona 5, but I got to the big story stuff they added, which is the third school semester. And yo, it is crazy how much stuff is going on in this story right now. Because when you get up to the end, it feels a lot like the regular Persona 5 ending. So I'm playing through it, and I'm happy because it's a really good ending. But I'm just okay, but when's the new stuff happen? And then it sneaks up on you. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's different. Whoa, that's what? And then and now I just went
brand new.
I was gonna take a break at what is it? We're recording this at right now it's 6:50 in our time. I was gonna take a break at 2, but so much stuff. I was like, no, let me keep playing. I gotta know what happens. I always stop playing maybe about 20 or so minutes before the podcast. I was like, all right, I gotta get ready.
I love when games do that.
But yeah, no, I'm enjoying the third semester so far. It's a blast. I can't wait to see how the new ending goes. That's me.
I'm so excited by your excitement.
It's great.
It's great. It makes me very happy.
It's taking what already is probably one of the best JRPGs out there, and just making it even better. I'll be honest because, the way the original game ended is just so great. I was just worried, well, how is this new story stuff gonna come on top of that? Is it gonna feel kind of cluttered? But I think they handled it really well. It's just really helping the story a lot, I feel.
That's so good. I've been avoiding it because I put in 150 hours or something, or 120 hours in the original, and I was like, dang, If I play Royal, I know it's gonna be another 150 hours of my time.
At least, because then you got new content as well.
Exactly. I've been pushing it off a little bit. But what have you guys been playing, Kellie, Gabe?
I got Cold War, Black Ops Cold War. So I've been playing zombies a lot. I haven't turned on the multiplayer because,
Yeah.
I do want to try it, but I'm not very good. So I wanted to play Cold War split screen couch co-op with my boyfriend. We've been doing that since Black Ops 1. That's our thing. We want to play zombies on the couch together. It's totally glitched. It doesn't work.
No way.
On Cold War at all.
What?
Yeah, so it lets you get in. I literally had to create 2 accounts for Activision because he didn't have an Activision account. We didn't even want to play online. It won't let you play co-op actually offline, which seems silly.
No,
We're in the same room. Yeah. So you have to create accounts and do all of that, and then it's literally you try to start the match and it won't work. So we've been just taking turns, but I'm an adult. I don't want to take turns, I want to just play when I want to play. So that's been a struggle, but I've also been playing 7 Days to Die. So it's a survival. I'm into survival horror games for some reason. I don't know. I played The Forest and now I'm into this one. And it's on the 7th day, a horde of zombies comes and tries to kill you. And I think 3 out of 4 of us actually died. I was playing with some friends and It was intense. I literally had to stop playing after we like fought them on the 7th day because I was so tense. I was like, I'm just grinding my teeth. Oh my god, this is crazy. It's pretty fun, but like really hardcore survival. You have to eat and drink, and there ain't a lot of things to eat and drink, to be honest, in the world. So it's hard.
So it's resource
And
management.
yeah,
Okay.
and then you have to like, I hate that. But anyways, it's fun though, working together as a team, building like up a base and stuff. And then tonight I should be playing some Among Us actually after the podcast.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Did you ever play State of Decay 2, by the way, or State of Decay?
No.
Oh, okay. It's like zombie resource management, that type of thing. And I always thought it would be really great with multiplayer. And then in 2 they added multiplayer, but I haven't played it because I don't have anybody to play with. But it's on Game Pass, so.
Ooh, I could get it on Game Pass. I actually paid for Game Pass because it was actually cheaper than paying for Xbox Gold. It was like $1.
Oh yes, I just got the $1 too.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll spend $1. Like,
yes,
okay.
I literally just got the $1 so we can play some. Yay. Gabe, what have you been playing before I go? Because I've actually been playing a lot for once in my life.
I've been playing a handful of games. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes, sir.
I've been playing obviously Dark Souls. I got back into Super Mario Odyssey because I'm recording that for my I've actually never finished that game, but it was a running series on my channel, and the other day I'm looking at my channel and I'm like, I didn't finish that series. I've been playing Breath of the Wild in preparation for Friday,
literally
November
tomorrow.
20th. Yeah,
as of this recording anyway.
Been playing Battlefront 2. Can't go wrong with Star Wars music, and my cousin plays it too. And Warzone. That's about it. No new games.
Respectable.
Warzone. Oh, okay, Warzone. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, Cold War, Warzone. No, they're not the same. These naming conventions always confuse me.
But don't they have Warzone in Cold War? Don't they have like a battle royale?
I think they do.
Okay, they just did it in that.
Yeah. Oh my god. See, this is why I'm always confused. I don't know what's going on. I know exactly how you feel about wanting to stop games, not wanting to stop games rather, Brandon, because that has literally been me playing Breath of the Wild. And it's mostly just because no, it's actually really annoying because like it's good, but it's annoying that it's good, right? Like I want to go do something else, but I can't pull myself away.
Oh, that's a
game. Like it's so annoying.
That's a conflicting feeling that I've had in the past too.
It's so annoying because I start playing and then like there's so much stuff. Like once you get to I've gotten to a point where like, you know, I climb a tower, there's like 10 shrines and I'm like, fuck, now I gotta do all these fucking shrines while I'm here. And then I do one and then I find another one and then I find another tower and I'm like, oh my god, now I gotta find a tower. And then I see this dragon in the sky and I was like, oh my god, it looks so cool. So I gotta fly over to this stupid ass dragon, don't even know what it is. And I go there and I'm like, oh my god, it's so pretty and it's like got fire everywhere. And then I find another shrine and I'm like, oh my god, I just want to go to sleep, but I can't because like there's so much crap, which is good.
Yes, that's the trap that everybody in 2017 was falling into. Just the one more shrine trick, the trap. Yeah, because you go to one shrine, you inevitably see a few more shrines, and you just want to do them all before you leave, and it's just like you just don't never know when to stop. It's just it's almost addictive.
It's really annoying. And I did the Thunderblight Ganon fight, which sorry if it's a spoiler, but that was my first one because I did that thingy mabobber, whatever it's called. Oh, Divine Beast, and I beat it with 5 hearts. Gabe said I couldn't do it. I did it.
I did not say you couldn't do it. No, I did not. I said no. Run. I gave words. I gave words of friendship. I said, when you're done unlocking all the Divine Beast controls, get out of there because I don't want to hear you trash talk the game because one of the bosses is too hard.
You said, how many hearts do you have? I said 5, and you said, fine, run. And you know what I did? I didn't run. I beat that bitch with 5 hearts because I'm a badass bitch. You're welcome.
All right, I want to see you keep that energy with the rest of the bosses.
Thank you, Kelly. Give me my snaps. Yes.
I can't snap with my left hand, so I was just like moving my hand.
Literally drinking the tea as you hear this.
I'm drinking the tea, so I had no options, but I tried.
I appreciate the gesture. I'm here for it. But yeah, I've been really enjoying that, and it's also been really annoying because I've been into Melody of Memory. I played the co-op portion with my boyfriend, And now we're just trading off playing hard mode because I always play the hardest mode on rhythm games, just because it's easiest for me to start at the hardest. Because I feel like when you start at lower modes, you can't really catch the beat well because it's not like all the notes aren't on the beat because it's so spread out and it's so slow. So we're playing through on proud mode. I love the fact that this game is like a, what do you call that? What is that called? When you have like summary. Wow.
Yeah, recap, summary, either way. Yeah, it's very much a summary. The bulk of Melody Mary is like summarizing everything that's happened up to this point. The new stuff doesn't really come until like the last 15 minutes of the game.
But yeah, I really love that it's a summary of the entire Kingdom Hearts story because my boyfriend actually hasn't played through all of them.
So wait, can I play it to get the Kingdom Hearts experience? All right, good. Because I really hate those games.
You're gonna miss a lot of stuff.
Oh, you don't like them?
I can't get past Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't know if it's because it's 2020 and those controls just feel janky as shit, but I've tried at least 10 times to get through Kingdom Hearts.
Have you tried KH2?
No, I don't like skipping through games if there's a one before.
Well, what I was gonna recommend then is like you could like totally like just do the musical portions for like, because it's literally the music from every game.
All the games.
Not the entire soundtrack for every game, but like the vast majority of them. So you could theoretically just like do the music for 1 and Chain of Memories and just play 2. And then
might as well do that.
Amazing, but like, yes, you can technically just play through Melody of Memory and get the entire story, but you would miss a lot of like, the integral parts. But you get the overarching story, which I think is pretty cool because that's a really long story. Which, if you haven't listened to our podcast for What Is Kingdom Hearts, definitely take a listen because it explains all of it. Yay!
Literally in really big detail.
Yeah, like it is a very long 2-hour podcast, I think, and it's split up into 2 parts. The next part is coming out this weekend. That shit is so long, but it's great because everyone who talks is just very detailed about exactly what's going on in that game, and I learned a lot of shit that I didn't even know, and I played most of them.
You're trying to show off your new phone.
No, I have my talking topics here, but hey, it's my new mini iPhone.
That doesn't look so mini.
It's small. What are you talking about? It's small.
I don't know. It looks like a not decent, like average, not average size. I don't know. It just doesn't look small.
It's really small.
Do you have small hands? Is that what it is?
I do have small hands.
Oh, okay.
That might be why I really do have small hands, but it's actually really small. I have my 10 somewhere that I could show you for a comparison after the podcast. So I've been playing that. I've been playing, I have not touched Spider-Man Miles Morales yet. I've been playing Ash's Playroom, which is really great. I suggest everyone give it a try if you ever get a PS5. It's so fun. Did you guys see, Kellie and Gabe, did y'all see, that face, did y'all see the trigger that I was talking about? I sent the tweet. Mm-hmm. That is what I was talking about in the game, and I want to ask you guys about that during the podcast as well. But I've been playing Ash's Playroom, and I've been playing Godfall with my boyfriend until I can play with Brandon and Gabe. Super excited about that. I've been playing Demon Souls for the first time, which is just a bunch of me dying. Like,
is it your first time playing a Souls game?
It is. I have some. I just have them unopened. Like Bloodborne.
I thought you played Bloodborne.
No. I downloaded it on, I made a character because I like character creation, and then I turned it off. So technically, I did play.
To be fair, though, Bloodborne is the hardest one out of all Souls games. Yeah, it's because, again, it was like when I was talking about like 2 weeks ago, the fact that they take a shield away from you completely ruins most people's playstyles. Like me, I build the knight build, so like I'm usually blocking all the attacks. I can't do that in Bloodborne.
And the only other thing I'm playing is a bunch of Game Pass old games because Xbox doesn't have new games. Ooh, rip.
Call them out.
I have the Series X here, and I've been playing like Nier and the entire Kingdom Hearts collection when I get bored because I never played 2.8, so I'm playing through like 2.8. I'm playing. I just started Gears 5 just to see about the optimized version on Series X, but. I mean, yeah, I'm just playing old stuff on Xbox. But yeah, this is the first time I've played so much. It's amazing.
When are you going to play Bugsnax?
Oh my god, it's on my list. Oh!
Have you downloaded though?
Yes, it was downloaded day one. Like literally really? Bugsnax was downloaded day one. Yes, the problem is, the biggest problem is that Demon Souls and Godfall have the same trigger commands, not trigger commands, they have the same button layout, but Breath of the Wild does not. So you know how in Breath of the Wild you hit the square button? I don't know what it is on the Y button.
The Y button.
So when I'm playing Demon Souls or Godfall, I'm hitting the square button trying to attack, and I'm just standing there and I'm just getting wailed on like constantly because you have to hit R1 and R2 for attack. So I decided that I'm just gonna try to finish games that I have before I start more because controls are confusing to me. And
yeah.
But the good thing is, Kellie reminded me actually by not being able to play with her boyfriend that I don't know how it works on other consoles, but PS5 does continue the game sharing that the PS4 did. So like my boyfriend and I, he bought Demon Souls, and we can both just play at the same time because I signed into his PlayStation. So like one of us buys a game and both of us play. So like we will play Demon Souls together and like picture in picture, so I can watch him play while I play and he can see me play while he plays. And that's the same thing for Godfall. So we're able to technically couch co-op together, but we can't really couch co-op together. Like we can't.
Goes with the technically again.
Cause you can't split screen, which sucks. Like I think it's so stupid that you can't split screen. Like, why not? Like if you have a 2-player game or a 3-player game, why can't you split screen on it? Like Godfall is a 3-person.
So many people are just dropping couch co-op, and it's like crazy. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, Nintendo will like only do couch co-op and then not have online mode. I'm looking at you, Bingo Battle on Pikmin 3.
Exactly. Even Melody of Memory. I was co-op with him. It's only 21 songs out of like 150 songs or however many songs are on there. It's literally only 21 songs for couch co-op. And I was like, I was ready to play through the entire game couch co-op. Like I was going to write a whole thing about how I want to do couch co-op for it. And then I was like, what is this mess? Like it's not even, you can't even do it. So
it's 21 songs and then you can only do literally, like you said, couch co-op. You can't do it online. Because we were going to, myself and Chrissy were going to do a second Melody Memory stream where we do like the co-op and online. But co-op is, like you said, couch co-op, and then the online battle mode, you can't find friends. It's just random.
It's just random.
So I'm like, why?
Yeah, it's really annoying. I was hoping that, we could all compete against each other, but it's literally just, like random.
Yeah.
And the little trick shit that's in there, I don't know how you feel about it, but I am not a fan of the tricks that they can do. I was like, why would you put competitive like battles?
You can turn those off though.
No, I know you can. I just don't like it. That's stupid.
They got. When I did the computer test to do the tricks, I was like, so I was torn about it because you're right, those tricks can get annoying fast. But then it's Chirithy's voice, and it's like I like Chirithy a lot. Chirithy's adorable.
So since we are talking about games that recently came out, I do want to talk about the launch lineup for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. So just your official opinions on how you feel about the launch lineup. So obviously y'all already know that I think the Xbox launch lineup is null and void because there is no launch lineup. And the PlayStation 5 one is great with, Demon Souls and Bugsnax for free if you're a PS Plus member, and Godfall that, people have been in and out about. Like some people love it, some people hate it. But there are actually games to play on the PS5. So how do you guys feel about the launch lineup for the Series X versus the PS5?
As far as people that have been talking about the consoles, here's what I've been hearing. So for people that got the Series X, almost everything I've seen, like especially on Twitter for Series X users, is, oh my god, this old 360 game looks so awesome. Like I'm just seeing people play, like I'm hearing Final Fantasy 13, I'm hearing Sonic Unleashed, I'm hearing like all these old games, like not even Xbox One games. People are just like going real far back just to see how they work. And I'll give it full props. It is impressive. Like Sonic Unleashed is the one that got me because that game that game has always looked really good, but with like 60 frames and running on the Series X, it's incredible looking. So that was something that I noticed. But yeah, for PS5, it is mostly people talking about what actually did come out for PS5 at launch. So definitely been seeing some Demon Souls stories. Been seeing Bugsnax is a surprising hit among people. People are enjoying Astro's Playroom. That is a very charming game.
It's a good platformer, and I don't even like platformers. Like fuck Mario Odyssey.
I love platformers, so like if you do that for you, Gabe, you do that for you.
I played that game and it was not fun. It was not fun.
You played it wrong. You did play it wrong, like straight up.
I played wrong.
Oh no, actually, no, you're right. He did play it wrong because he said he played the 2-player way and he was the hat.
It was, and it was trash, and I was like, this game sucks.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be the hat. You're supposed to be Mario. It's called Super Mario Odyssey, not Super Cappy.
Then why even have a 2-player mode?
You know when you have that annoying ass little sibling that comes into the room and is like, oh my gosh, can I play with you? It's like, here, have the most useless role in the game.
All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Because Kelly, you've never played Mario Odyssey, right?
Big brother, so give him the hat.
All right, so since Kelly has never played Mario Odyssey, Kelly, I'm gonna ask you as an impartial judge here.
Okay, yes.
If there is a co-op game, right, and one person controls the main character and the other person controls an inconsequential character just to say they're a part of the game, would you enjoy playing that?
No.
Depends on who you play as.
Would you even see a reason to do that?
No.
Thank you.
Unless you switch, you could switch. Like maybe sometimes one player is Mario and sometimes in the game they should switch you maybe. But why the hat? I mean, not even Yoshi?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't even get to be anything? The hat?
The hat. And well, technically you can control things in the area, so you could be a T-Rex for 5 seconds, but that is not as fun as it sounds.
What are you talking about? Sakura T-Rex was badass.
Okay, sure. When you're Mario.
When you're Mario, yes. When you're Mario. That's the caveat here. That's all we're saying. Everything you said is true. Everything you said is true. You set yourself up to not enjoy that game at all, and I do feel bad about that.
I set myself up. I was invited to play. The person who let me play set me up. Okay,
they didn't really let you play though. That's all we're saying.
Give him a couple of more years. He'll come back with the Breath of the Wild mentality. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I hated this game before.
So, okay, but I'll give Jerel some credit. It may just not be his game. I'm just saying, I think you got to give that game the actual shot and not just, I played as a hat. This game is trash.
I guarantee you, when we're done playing through the Super Mario 3D World that's coming out in February, when we're all done playing that, he's gonna go and play Mario Odyssey as Mario, and he's gonna come back and be like, "Yeah, I was wrong." I
do hope that Mario Cats, as you call it, does give you the inspiration to try it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm only playing Mario Cat game. I don't know what it's called. Is that what it's called? Mario Cat game?
No, it's called Super Mario 3D World, man.
Whatever. The Mario where you get to be a cat is the one that I'm gonna play. That's the one I'm excited for.
A cat?
Yes.
Check that out.
Exactly. I saw the preview. I was like, oh my god, we can all be cats. Why are we not playing this right now?
I'm sold. I'm buying it now. I get to be a cat. I'm good.
And it actually has it's gonna have online co-op, which is the real reason why we're all settling on that, because it was I would have got it anyway because I love 3D World. But the fact that we can actually all play together is sold.
Yeah, the game, I played the game on the Wii U, and it was already enjoyable enough, by myself. But now I got to play with other people. I'm gonna mess with Jerel so much as we're playing. It's gonna be so exciting.
Can't wait.
In a cat suit, and I was like, oh my god, when does this come out? I'm totally playing this game. I was also sold immediately.
Everyone watching this podcast, stay excited, because that is a playthrough that we're gonna be doing in February with us 4 playing.
I'm totally down. I call Peach.
That's fine. I call him Mario.
I got Luigi. I'm good.
Well, look at that. None of us disagree. I mean, none of us argued about it.
Who's the fourth character?
I thought it was Christy, but I wasn't. Yeah, it was Toad. But yeah, I think she was playing as Toad.
Fine. Christy can be Peach if she wants to, but I'm not being Toad because he's ugly. No offense.
No, I think she was okay with Toad. She was asking if Yoshi was in the game, but unfortunately, I don't think Yoshi's playable in 3D.
Yeah, no.
I would like to point out, I'm not gonna say in what capacity. See, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, don't, because remember, I think the farthest I've gotten is New Donk City, so there's still a lot of game I have left.
Really, you named your city New Donk City?
Yes, Donkey Kong. Yes, someone who helped Mario propel into the theme, into the scene.
All right, well, never mind then.
It's also based off New York.
I know that much.
Yeah,
which is why I thought it was Donk City, Big Booty City, and I was like, what is going on, Mario? But I see that it's all about Donkey Kong, so. I don't know anything about Mario. Whatever. Why would you name it New Donk City if you don't got a new donk?
That's what you thought it was named for, though.
Bruh, why would you name it New Donk City if you ain't got a new donk?
Can we please name this podcast episode 44 Donk Donk?
New Donk City, actually.
Yeah. All right, cool. We got our title. Awesome. glad we just discussed that as a committee.
Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, so Gabe, Kelly, how do you guys feel about launch lineups for this gen?
I feel as though Grounded was supposed to be out, and instead they did an update, and I swear that I read that before on another podcast, I should look it up, as a launch title. And then when I went to look it up again, because I have it for my PC, I was like, oh, I'm going to play the full Grounded, because I don't have an Xbox or a PlayStation. I might as well play like something. And it's not out. It's an update. And it's a cool update. It's underwater. There's a koi fish. There's underwater spiders. Of course, I freaked out a little. Spiders underwater. And you have to like make special weapons and stuff for underwater, yes. So it's really cool, but it's just an update. It's not the full release of the game. I feel like it was like kind of like a dropped ball. Yeah. It was going to be like the only game already, and then it's coming out next year, which if I didn't read that it was coming out as a launch title, I probably wouldn't have been upset.
Yeah.
But I thought that it was coming out as a launch title. And we even discussed it. I remember we even looked it up on the podcast because we were like, I was like, I don't think it's coming out. And then you're like, no, it is. And so I looked and it was supposedly, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, you read it.
That was going to be one of Microsoft's biggest sells, in my opinion. It was beautiful, whatever. And it just kind of didn't happen. And now I don't even know what else was supposed to be released on launch day.
I think we also talked about everything that was supposed to be released getting pushed back, including Halo Infinite and that other game that I can't remember the name of. Yeah. That's so disappointing. Like, I was so excited, and then I turned it on and I was like, what? What what am I what do I put in here? So then I went and that's when I bought Game Pass. I was like, okay, $1. I'll pay $1 for Game Pass. And I looked at Game Pass and I was like, damn, I literally own all of these games already on Switch or PlayStation. God damn it. Except for Grounded. But then I was waiting because you told us last podcast that Grounded was not a launch title and it was only an update. So I haven't even touched Grounded yet. But everything else.
We should totally play Grounded though. Honestly,
we can play together?
Yeah, we can play online. Yeah.
I still have a month left, so I got this month.
Well, I have it on my PC. I think we can. It's crossplay too, as long as you have an Xbox account. So we should play.
Totally down because I am not renewing Game Pass after this month yet, at least.
Yeah, I don't think I will.
Yeah, like I will eventually, but as of right now, like I said, I own all the games already.
Yeah.
Like I literally own them, so there's nothing there that I don't own on Switch, and a lot of them I have on Switch, which is easier because it's portable, so like it's easy to play. Like River City Girls just came to Game Pass, but I've been playing it on Switch. Gears 5 I own, so I could just pop the disc in. Like Nier is another one I'm playing, but I own it on PS4. I'm just playing the As Gods or whatever edition, whatever. The point is, I might drop Game Pass because it's touted as this really great thing, which is really cool. And like looking at it, I was like, damn, if I didn't own all of these, this would have been a really great service. But you know, because I do, it's not great. Actually, really quick, Kelly, how do you feel about Game Pass?
I haven't played any of the titles. I only got Game Pass because it was $1. I haven't played any of them. I think my boyfriend's excited, but he's working all week, so it's not like he can really play. I mean, I'll look through it later, but I mean, Grounded, I think that he could play on the Xbox and I could play on my PC, so that would be fun to play together. A couple of other things I would think I would be interested in, but only because I probably already have on my PC. Like, is Ark on Game Pass? Ark Survival?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd play that with him because I have it on my PC. Like, things that I want to play with him that we can play together is probably the only things, because I have all the games I want from Game Pass, you know? And I think EA Play is part of it now, right?
Yeah.
I have Battlefield and Battlefront. That's what I care about. So I already have it, so.
Yeah. They were there. They were there when I was scrolling through Game Pass, and I was like, oh, they're there. Not like, oh, shit, let me play. It was literally just like, oh.
Wait, I had a question about that, actually. because I was seeing somewhere that like the EA games, like the sports ones specifically, that are included on Game Pass, did I see that they're like the old version and not like the updated versions, like the ones that are now coming out?
I can check right now, but I know that there's been like an issue where people are playing the games, but the system will load the older like version of the game, not the newer version.
Oh, that's an issue.
But it's also been happening on PS5. But I mean, I don't know. I can check now. I don't remember. I don't play those games, so I literally didn't. I scrolled past them.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It's just my point was going to be that if, for example, if you were getting Game Pass like this year, for example, and you're looking to play like I don't know Madden NFL 21, and they got like Madden NFL 19, well that defeats the whole purpose that I was saying about. That I was saying like a few weeks ago, where on the podcast, where I was like, "Oh man, this is great. Those sports fans don't have to shell out the $60 or $70 anymore to get the big sports game." No, motherfucker, you still got to do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good chance for people who don't have the new one to, I guess, play, just so you have a Madden to play.
Sure,
but,
I guess.
Yeah, because that would be like a huge market to lose of those people that play the sports games. I don't know why they would even want to put it on Game Pass. Like, that seems almost counterproductive, but maybe they're just waiting a season to, release them.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe so.
Well, I don't know where my controller is. Gabe, I kept interrupting. I'm so sorry. How do you feel about the launch lineup?
I haven't seen anything about any of the new Xbox games. Like
there are none.
Like my feed is literally just right now. It's Demon Souls. I have the occasional follower that'll retweet a Bugsnax thing.
Yeah.
It's Demon. There's literally just check out this new Spider-Man suit, or look at this cool clip I did in Spider-Man, or oh look, this is my building in New York. This game is so on par with its geography and everything. So, I mean, not to knock Xbox off, but launch titles, I feel like PS5 won this one by a very large landslide. Not to say I'm not, I'm excited to see Halo Infinite when it comes out, because that's Xbox things right now. Everyone's like, Halo Infinite. So, and it'd be really cool. I mean, like, as much as I trash Xbox, I think them being able to put Halo into their next gen console is going to be really cool. I'm excited to see that. But again, in terms of launch titles, Sony definitely gets the edge on this one.
I think that this is a great example as to why exclusives are so important.
Yeah.
Because right now, during the launch of this console gen, like you said, my timeline is literally the same thing. It's all people playing PlayStation. And I have people that love Xbox on my timeline, and yet obviously it might be a little skewed, of course, but literally everything I'm seeing is right now, Animal Crossing, and then everything you just said.
Yeah.
Godfall, whether it's good or bad, Bugsnax, Spider-Man, Demon Souls, people completing Demon Souls already, getting platinum trophies for it's never like, oh, Final Fantasy 15 looks great on Xbox, because we've already seen that. So I think
that's even happening in our own chat, where Zach popped in just to say that he got platinum on Astro's Playroom and Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Spider-Man, yes.
Like within the first week, I'm like, damn, man.
Yeah, and I think that's a really big indicator of why exclusives are so important, because right now everybody's talking about PS5. Like everyone who has both, everyone's still talking about PS5. Mm-hmm. And even though the Xbox came out first and we had more hands-on time with the Xbox and people had it earlier and reviewers had it earlier and we had a bunch of information on Xbox while we were still waiting on PS5, this is, I think I was talking a little bit about console loyalty before on another podcast, and I mean, this is why people stick with PlayStation, because there's games to play, and Game Pass is great, but as of right now, it's a hard sell for someone like me who's coming to Game Pass, who already has these games. I think it's great for people who haven't got these games already, but if you're just getting an Xbox and you want to dive in, it's really disappointing to have nothing to play. I won't lie. I was very like, I want to see what this big box can do. I'm super excited. And I think you guys know how I was talking about how excited I was about getting the Xbox and how I was going to like dive into finally playing my Xbox. And it's just like, damn, what do I do with it? It's really pretty, I think. I like the box. But yeah, which I want to segue actually into a quick conversation about how you guys feel about exclusivity in games and how you feel about basically what I just said, like people staying with PlayStation, or whether you think this is going to affect Xbox in the long run, or how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I've talked about it on like past podcasts before, but basically, I used to honestly feel that exclusives were the end all be all of like whether or not a console was going to sell well. Mm-hmm. But with this generation, I mean, with the Game Pass being what it is, and like the improvements being made to like not just Xbox One games, but to like the 360 and even Xbox original games, that's creating a lot of like it's definitely the destination where people are gonna go if they are really interested in like the multi-platform games for sure, because then they'll just get like essentially the best versions of it. And I think that there's a discussion to be had there, because PlayStation 5 it's definitely going to keep going with its exclusives going forward. I don't think that's going to stop. Whereas Xbox's claim to fame is going to be the Game Pass and, just touting the most powerful console out there. So I really am interested in seeing how this generation is going to go, because Xbox realized they had a weakness in exclusives, and now they're just doing a different road, different tactic.
Still having that weakness in exclusives? Yeah. So far, yes. But I think But I think if they're acknowledging that and just trying to do something else, then it's very much the same mentality that like Nintendo has, because Nintendo, they don't find themselves directly competing with the other generations because they can't, like at least not like graphically. So they'll just do their own thing, like with like the Switch being the portable console that can be taken anywhere, or the Joy-Cons with its motion controls. All this weird, wacky stuff that they do. That's their way to stay relevant. And of course, they have exclusives as well, so that helps them a lot as well. But yeah, PlayStation has their exclusives as well, and that's Microsoft's tactic. They want to just have a really powerful console that you can play a whole bunch of games on, and that's pretty much their tactic. And we'll see if it pays off or not. So really quick, this has FIFA 16, FIFA 17, but it also has FIFA 20, and then I have NHL 18 and 19. I don't know if there's a 20 release, but it's not here.
Ooh. I hope there's not.
So weird. I also have FIFA 15, 18, and 19. What? Are these different games?
Really.
Yeah, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. You have so many FIFAs you can play.
So many.
Oh my god.
But none of those are 21. None of those 21. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's exactly what I was talking about. Oh boy.
No.
But at least there's stuff like Battlefield and Battlefront.
Oh yeah, they have all of them. Let's see, I have Madden. Oh no, okay. I have Madden 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20.
But not 21.
Not 21.
Nope.
No, I was gonna play Mass Effect, but then they talked about the remake, and I was like, well, might as well just wait for that.
Which I'm excited for, because Mass Effect is a series I've actually meant to try for a lot, because I love old BioWare. So I would love to try those games out in its edition on next gen. That would be nice.
They don't even have NBA Live 2K20. They only have 18 and 19.
2K, because NBA 2K are 2K games.
Yeah, NBA Live is a different franchise.
Well, they only have NBA Live 19.
Yeah, they stopped.
Yeah, they have the latest NBA Live.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so.
They threw in the towel against 2K.
Yeah, 2K had the NBA on lock, which is good, because competition is good. Like it was getting to be a problem that EA had the monopoly on every single realistic sports game. But now 2K games are having their own issues as well, but that's another story.
Yeah, 2K sucks.
Yeah.
And I'll say that for the rest of my life.
Just so I can save myself here, looking through this, there are good games on Game Pass. Like, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, no, of course there are. Yeah, no doubt.
I'm just saying that, like, most of these games I already own, unfortunately. So it's not for $1, it's great to have access to all of this. For $15 a month, I don't want to replay games I already own that I'm actually interested in. Right. But yeah, Brandon, Kelly, how do you guys feel?
You mean Gabe and Kelly?
I'm sorry. Yes, Gabe. I'm sorry. Yes, Gabe and Kelly. It's because I looked at you, Brandon.
I forgot the question. I'm not even gonna lie.
I was under the impression that Game Pass, does that include gold?
Yeah. So you still get 2 free games.
So yeah,
and
but doesn't that include the gold subscription?
Yes.
So like it's really only what, like a couple of extra dollars for the Game Pass.
True.
Because it would be $10 a month technically for Xbox Live Golds. So
And
you're only paying $5 extra for Game Pass. So would you pay $5 for that?
Well, I wouldn't have gold because I wouldn't have live unless I needed it for games, but they don't have games. So like I personally would get live for Halo Infinite to play Halo multiplayer. But if I'm not playing multiplayer, I wouldn't get live. I would just buy games.
I'm just saying, if you were gonna pay for live anyways or gold, then you might as well just pay the extra $5 and get the Game Pass. Which, to be honest, I used to keep subscriptions to Xbox Live Gold and PS Plus every year, and I kind of stopped because I play one more than the other.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like if I had more money, I'd probably just do both, and I'd pay the extra $5 a month for Game Pass. So I feel like it's only an extra $5, so I do feel like it's worth it because you have a lot of stuff to play, and I think what we leave out because we're adults is like kids, like paying for like Game Pass for your kids is like probably a huge market because they don't care about the new game. Yeah, so like if they don't want Nintendo, they want to play Madden. Okay, you're not gonna buy the new one. Just be like, oh, this one. They're not gonna know who is on what team.
Yeah,
you know,
a kid's not gonna care about. Yeah.
Most kids disagree with that just a little bit, just because if they're playing those games, they're probably going to want to play with friends, and their friends are definitely going to be on a certain, game. But that's all I have to say.
But like, honestly, what age are we talking? Because kids playing online, like, I don't know, like a 6-year-old not playing online. You know?
Hold
so
on.
I'm thinking,
that's not true.
Shouldn't be played.
Shouldn't. Shouldn't.
Okay, no.
Unless it's like Roblox, okay?
That's just like, okay, so I have a 10-year-old who's playing NBA 2K21 with his friends online in elementary school, 4th, 5th grade. So that's still happening.
But not every kid is going to have that. I'm just saying, like, no. I think that because we don't have kids, we're discounting the fact that I would pay $5 extra for Game Pass for my kid to play some older games because I'm not going to spend $60, $70 on a brand new game for them. Unless it's like for Christmas. Honestly, that's a good thing too, because right now it's $1 right before Christmas. You don't need new games because you got stuff to play, so you can hold those kids over until Christmas.
Very true.
I just think there is a market for it that maybe we're not realizing, because guess what? I've already played a lot of those games because I've been gaming for the last 20 years. You know, I've seen them. Whatever.
That's another thing. Like, I think I touched on that, but Kelly definitely expanded upon it. Like, all of us here have indeed played like a lot of games. We own a lot of games. I'm sure collectively each of us own like well over like 50 to 100, if not more than that. But for like a kid who was just like, getting a shiny new console for Christmas or birthday or whatever, and parents just, want to give a bunch of games for like not breaking the bank, that'll help them.
They're going to discover some like gems in there, that we've already played or got over because it's not brand new, but it's going to all be new to them. Someone on Game Pass for the first time, for sure. So I think there's a market for it. And I think, like I said, if you're already going to pay for Xbox Live Gold every month, an extra $5 is not really the deal breaker. And I think it's probably worth it for that.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And now after this podcast, I'm going to just go through the Game Pass list and see how many of those games are rated M for mature or T for teen. Because then I'm going to come back and be like, Kelly, I agreed with you until I saw that most of these games are too old for the kids. No,
but still, the point stands. It doesn't have to be a child. Even like a teenager who's getting a new console. I mean, some of those games would be new because guess what? They haven't been around long enough to even play them. But I do get your point. There are probably a lot of mature and teen. And is there any way to set parental controls on there? Because if there's not, that would be kind of silly.
I know you can do it on the Xbox. I don't know if you can do it through Game Pass. You might be able to filter on Game Pass or like create, an account. But no, I actually, I'm being an asshole. I actually do agree with you. I definitely think there is a market for Game Pass as it stands. It's just personally a little bit of a letdown for me. Having a new console, fighting for a fucking Xbox just to play a 5-year-old game on it because it looks prettier is not what I was looking forward to. But I completely agree with you. Yeah, it's definitely there's yeah. I don't want to make it seem like I don't believe that isn't a market for Game Pass, because there definitely is, and I will be a part of it just later on. Like when Halo Infinite comes, and like I have a list of games that I want to play on Xbox. When all those games come first to Xbox, I'm 100% going to be, signed up to Game Pass just to play them and not pay, $60-$70 for all of them. Gabe, did you want to jump in on this before I move on?
I don't remember what the question was.
I was just asking how you felt basically about console exclusives and whether they matter, how this is going to affect PlayStation and Xbox down the line.
And then we just made it all about Game Pass.
And then we made it all about Game Pass.
That's why I got lost. I was like, wait, I thought the question was something else.
I kind of introduced it because that was what I was thinking Xbox's big thing was, but yeah.
I'm going to try and keep it short, but to me, every single console player, no matter whether it's PlayStation or Xbox, they're all iPhone users, in the sense that no matter what the other side has, no matter what new technology they bring to the surface, they're gonna stay to what they know.
I don't agree with that.
And then, but no, before this year, that's how it was. That's how I saw it was. That's how I saw it was. That's how I saw it was. I'm having a very long day, but I think now. And everyone's, we've been making the point the entire podcast. It's PlayStation's like, look at everything you can play that's new, or that's at least, recent in a sense. So I think I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more Xbox players transitioning to PlayStation. To put on top of that, also, Xbox is short on units. And there's a lot of talk about they might not have any new units until April. Whereas PlayStation's like, we got you Black Friday, we got you before Christmas, we got you after Christmas. So PlayStation already is like, look, you want a new console? These are all the opportunities we have for you. You want to play the new Call of Duty? Here you go. You want to jump into Demon Souls? Here you go. So yeah, because I went to double check that whole Xbox shortage thing to make sure it wasn't just some idiot on Twitter, and no, there's been a lot of reports from a lot of, gaming articles and stuff like, yeah, Xbox is reporting shortages until April. So I feel like by the time that time comes, more people are going to be playing the PlayStation by now than they are the Xbox.
There are a lot of people that transitioned this gen, by the way, from Xbox to PlayStation. So I don't think it's new, but that was actually also something I was going to bring up and I forgot. The fact that the Xbox Series X and S, the shortage of those units, is really making things hard for people right now. Like the Walmart had a 3, 6, 9, and 12 chance to get a PS5. They literally had a 12 chance to get an Xbox. That was it. Being able to not get your hands on this is also gonna, really ruffle some feathers. I mean, look at the Amazon thing, where I'm still waiting on an Amazon package that I have a December 31st date of. Like, what's the point of a pre-order? Like, this whole thing for Xbox has been really hard, and PlayStation has been handling it really well, but I don't really blame them because we are in the middle of a pandemic, so you can only do so much.
Well, but the thing is, why can one company do it and the other one can't?
Because one company's better than the other, Gabe.
Yeah, say that again. Say it again. No, say it again. Put the music in my ears. Say it again.
That was a joke. I don't know. It could be, shortage of, whatever they need for production for Xbox that the PS5 isn't using. They're two very different companies, so literally anything can happen.
Well, is it that, or is it that maybe Microsoft, didn't want to outwardly say it, but they didn't feel like they were going to perform as well? So they didn't make as many units.
They had been talking about performance a while back, actually, and I'm not going to go further in because I don't want to be quoted by saying something incorrect, but they kind of knew that they were going to be not selling as much as PlayStation, like from the beginning, which is why they've been pushing Game Pass so much. So it's not like a surprise. But I mean, remember the podcast where I think we said like 72% of pre-orders was just PS5. So like we already know where this is going. It would have been really bad if PlayStation came out and was like, Demon Souls is delayed, Spider-Man is delayed, Godfall is delayed. Like if they came out and delayed those games and didn't have, and they also have, Astro's Playroom, I keep bringing it up because it's pre-downloaded, which means that as soon as you get this, you have a game to jump into. Xbox, I wish they had something pre-downloaded on the Series XS. Like, that would have been so cool to just jump into something that's like, hey, here's all the new shit that you can do on this brand new piece of hardware. And it seems like a little thing, but once you boot it up and you have that first, like, that's like Christmas when you get a new console and you have shit all to put in it, like, and you just stare at us and you set up the screen and then you just look at it because you can't do anything else. If PlayStation did that, I think they would be in a much worse position. So they've been really well off with the way that they've handled this launch. Their launch lineup has been great, and I am going to transition here by talking about how Bethesda games need to be first or best on Xbox, says Microsoft, according to VG247.com. Since we were talking about Game Pass, after Microsoft announces acquisition of ZeniMax Media, the parent company Bethesda Softworks, and its associated studios in September, everyone has been wondering about how Bethesda games are going to work out. There's a quote here that says, what we'll do in the long run is we don't have intentions of just pulling all of Bethesda content out of Sony or Nintendo or otherwise. This is, but what we want is we want that content in the long run to be either first or better or best, or pick your differentiated experience on our platforms. We will want Bethesda content to show up the best on our platforms. So essentially, actually, I'm not even going to essentially. How do you guys feel about that?
I think that's bullshit.
I think it's obvious.
Obvious is exactly the word I was going to choose as well. Because, like, if you're going to spend that absurd amount of money to buy those studios and it ain't coming out either first or best on Xbox, what'd you spend the money for? I honestly thought when that news eventually dropped like a few months ago, I thought that was going to be a means that like Bethesda games were going to be exclusive on Xbox, because I was like, well, that's a lot of money. That would make sense. Now I'm hearing that it might come multi-platform, and I'm like, oh, okay. But hearing this now new update about it being, first or best on Xbox, like, well, all right. I mean, makes sense.
Financially, you want the games to come out for as many consoles as possible. You sell more games. And if you have it first or best on Microsoft, it's you spent the money to do that. I guess they spent the money also to make the money off of Bethesda games, no matter if they come out. But like, if you acquired that property, I would want it to come out first or best. But they already have the most powerful console, so I think it was already gonna come out the best. I feel like this article is kind of obvious. I guess some people don't agree though, Gabe.
I would have been fine. I would have been fine if they said, it comes out first on Microsoft, on Xbox, whatever. But what bothers me the most is the best or better part, because now you're making way that if, say, they release Elder Scrolls 6 and it comes out on the Switch or whatever the hell Nintendo's gonna have by then, who knows? Or the PS5 or again the PS6, because who knows how long Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna come out. If it comes out on those consoles and we get a bug that Xbox users don't experience, to me it feels like a backhanded way to be like, well, now you're just gonna have to fucking deal with it because we own Bethesda and we don't feel like putting money into fixing that bug. So again, I would have been fine if they said, first, if Microsoft gets it first, that would have been completely fine. But there's a big asterisk next. There's a big asterisk next to best or better for me, because it feels like an underhanded way of saying we're not going to put maximum effort on whatever game comes out for the other consoles if it's not an Xbox or a PC. That's just me.
I thought this was actually really interesting because I've already mentioned I agree with Kellie. Like, you do want your games to come out on the most platforms so you can have the most amount of money come from it. And there are a lot of times where games will get the exclusivity deal based on the amount of money placed into them, right? So the only place you can play Final Fantasy VII Remake right now is on a PS4. Eventually, is it coming to Xbox? Yeah, of course, at some point. Is it coming to PC? Yeah, of course, at some point. But as of right now, that is a deal that's been paid for, right? So like that's where your money goes. Even Call of Duty, PlayStation and Call of Duty always have this agreement where PlayStation users are going to get the maps first, or they're going to get this first, or they're going to get this type of thing, or they're going to have an exclusive skin or some bullshit like that. That is something we're used to. But when you put this amount of money into exclusivity deals, you got to do something bigger. Sorry, hold on.
Just time exclusives. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's honestly the difference. Just like the doggy. Just the money, man. Like, it can't be just time exclusive. I mean, yes. Of course, it's still gonna be time exclusive. Let's be clear, because I don't think there's gonna be like a whole, like, I can't think of any Bethesda upcoming game at the top of my head that would just like stay on Xbox indefinitely. Like, I feel like eventually there's gonna be multi-platform. Can you imagine the fallout there would be, like, fallout, if there would be like Elder Scrolls 6, Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive Xbox? The internet would just like load up storm Bethesda's offices.
So I don't see, and I don't think it's fair, actually, Gabe, to assume that it's going to be about, bugs in the game. I don't think that they're going to develop their game and specifically be like, we're not going to spend as much time on the PlayStation version as we do on the Xbox version.
Yeah, we hired these fresh college grads to program the PlayStation version. And we got our experts over here doing the Xbox one.
Right. And then Xbox for the Xbox, and then
we hired a bunch of toddlers to work on that PS5 game. We don't care.
Dave the intern is fixing bugs on the PS4 version.
Yeah, I don't think it's like that. But that's why I find this so interesting, because I want to know, like Kelly and Brandon both said, this is the most powerful console. So, like, how are you going to make your Bethesda game on the most powerful console the best when it's essentially already going to be the best on the most powerful console? And that's the other reason I find this so interesting, because I'm like, damn, what are y'all going to do for, Fallout 6? Like, that, because you can't... Oh, whatever.
Fallout 5, come on, man.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, what are you going to do for Fallout 5 that's going to be more than just a year of exclusivity? That's going to be more than just skins. That's going to be more than just, ray tracing, because who needs ray tracing in Fallout the way that game's going? But, like, I think I find it really interesting just to see what that means. But also, it's another reason for me to get Game Pass. Like, I'd totally be down to grab Game Pass, get it for, a discounted price, not pay $60, and see what all the fuss is about on an Xbox, instead of waiting a year for a PlayStation version. So I just thought because of that, I thought it was interesting. Like, what are they gonna really do on Xbox that they're not gonna do on PS5 when both consoles are just great, even though one is technically more powerful than the other. But wait, anything else on that before I move on?
No, I'm just saying, bookmark this podcast or whatever, do something. I guarantee you that my best asterisk comment is gonna come back into fruition in a couple of years.
All right, I'm
excited for that podcast.
I will be waiting for you to tell us all how you were right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was Demon's Souls, which we all know is a really hard game. Almost had an easy mode, according to Tech Radar. So I'm not going to go into this whole situation. Dark Souls, Demon's Souls, Bloodborne, they're notoriously known for having hard modes. This time, by the way, the cards in Demon's Souls are not helpful. Or at least they haven't been to where I've gotten. I remember saying I'm going to watch, look at the cards to help me beat the game. Some of them are helpful. Like, they'll just be really vague. Like, the card will just say, be careful around a corner, and then, like, there's an enemy around the corner. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Like, what do I do now? So it's, they're not, like, tutorial cards like I thought they would be, so it doesn't necessarily make the game easier. It just might save me from a jump scare or two. But and I know this is probably one that we always talk about all the time, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But a game like Demon's Souls having an easy mode, or hard games having easy modes, I know we talked about accessibility for some people before, but with what I want to ask you guys is, with the cards now that are available, do you even think that there's a need for game developers to make easy modes of games? Because now, like, essentially on PS5, you can do something like built-in help. Do you think with that feature on PS5 that it's even necessary to have types of easy modes for your games?
Well, I mean, I don't think you said that they weren't really that helpful. I think an easy mode makes the game easier. I think that the tips are like they're tips. There's always tips in games, and I feel like what you're describing from the cards, I thought it was going to be like a walkthrough, and it's not. It's literally like a card that says "Watch out around a corner." That would just be on a loading screen normally. Like, so it's still only the stuff that was maybe already a tip in a game, and now they're just putting it in a different way, which is cool because we all know the loading times of games now are getting shorter and shorter because the consoles are so powerful. Got to put the tip somewhere. But it's okay, what? Okay, what?
No, go.
Okay. No, but like, I'm just saying, like, the loading times are so short, so they got to put the tip somewhere. So it's more like tips, not a walkthrough. But I think that easy mode is kind of separate from that, just because it requires less hand coordination, and that would be the main thing for accessibility. Just not requiring so much intricate handwork to control a game.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, like, because I saw a tweet like a few days ago saying that, like, sorry I haven't texted lately. Loading times are non-existent now.
Yeah. You don't have texting time anymore. The reason I said yo like that is because on the Xbox, guys, that shit is so. From being powered off to turning it on, what?
You kind of
froze.
Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't hear.
You said so, and then we didn't hear what you said. So what?
So.
What I was saying was the loading times on the Xbox are so quick. Like from powered off to like booting it on is literally seconds. PlayStation takes longer, honestly, to do everything than the Xbox, which is still not long. I say longer, but it's not long. But literally, like, starting up a game from turning this console off to turning it on and quick resume is really actually fast. Like, it's surprisingly, it's not over exaggerated, the speed on it. It's not over exaggerated. I click the button and it's just on and ready to go, and I click the game and like 10 seconds later I'm already loaded into the same spot that I was at, which is really crazy. The switcher for PS5 doesn't necessarily work the same way. It's definitely slower, but yeah, when Kellie was like talking about loading times being gone, that shit fast. Like, surprisingly so, but sorry, continue.
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this whole game should have an easy mode thing. As we talked about a couple of weeks ago about how, like, having the help cards and like the easy mode and all that stuff, it'll bring more players into the game, whatever, because it's that mentality of, oh, I don't know if I would like this game because it's too hard. My thing is, if a game's too hard for you, it's automatically not your game. Like, yep. I don't, especially with a company like From Software. From Software gained a lot of their, I can't find another word besides fame, from how hard their games were. Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, even Dark Souls 3, which is supposed to be one of their easier games, is still a very difficult game. And I feel like if you take away if you put in an easy mode, you're taking away from, a developer's identity. There's some games where it might, it would be a good option. Like, what's that? It's the ninja one. What is it? Sekiro. Because that one has a very elaborate story, as opposed to the Souls series, where the Souls series is more, you have to find the lore out yourself. But in games like Sekiro, where you have, like, there's a main storyline that you can see because, there's cutscenes and stuff, then yeah, maybe throw in an easy mode or, pull back a little on the difficulty. But I don't think an easy mode should be not standard. No, yeah, it shouldn't be standard in all games moving forward.
Okay.
And I'm sorry to hear about the help cards. I really thought the help cards would be a lot more helpful.
I will say I'm still in the beginning, so I don't know if, depending on, maybe once you get to a boss battle, maybe they change. I don't know. But I will say, even though the Xbox is faster, the PlayStation 5 has some really freaking cool features. Like, those cards are so cool to see. Not specifically for Demon Souls, but like when you're playing a game, it'll literally show you the like trophies that you can do and the game guides. I've actually watched the game guides. You can click on it if you have PS Plus, and it'll literally show you what to do. And it's really like I feel like finally I can platinum a fucking game because like the information is right there. Because you can't see the trophies without leaving the game essentially on the PS4. Right now, you click the button and literally the cards are there. They're designed really well. You can actually click on the card to resume a portion or go to a portion that you're doing, so you don't even have to like reload the game. All right, I'm done. Next up was at Game Informer, Cyberpunk 2077, music, DMCA, takedown, workaround, and how it works. This is an article from Game Informer by Leanna Rupert. So obviously, we all know, having streams, that sometimes your content can get flagged or taken down because of the music tracks in a game. For Cyberpunk 2077, this article says that they're going to have a streamer mode that will disable the tracks that could qualify to be taken down due to these restrictions. This won't remove every track, and there won't be any missing holes of sound either. While the affected tracks will be removed, each spot will be filled with a different original track that meets DMCA standards. With over 150 tracks available, there's more than enough to filter through in order to keep the immersion going without missing a beat. So, I think that this is pretty cool to be able to have like click streamer mode, and then all the games that would get you flagged, all the music that would get you flagged is replaced. All of you streamed, all of you make content. How do you guys feel about it?
That is a very modern gaming mode. Like it's very much a gaming accessibility made for the times. I think that's interesting. Yeah, I think that's cool. It's cool that they have like original songs like to supply the holes that are left there, so there won't be any holes, to be clear, that there would be an additional song. Yeah, it's cool. I think that like it's a nice little workaround for people who are inevitably going to be streaming this game.
Yeah, I kind of think that like if they could just replace all of the music that could cause a problem, why did they have the music that could cause a problem anyways? I guess like I'm wondering, like if we're concerned and you can replace it, then why not just do all original music?
I think because like, so, at the Game Awards, I think last year they had someone perform some original songs from Cyberpunk. It's for stuff like that. When you have situations where you might, like, I obviously don't know what the soundtrack is, but if you make songs specific for Cyberpunk, or you have licensed songs in Cyberpunk, just for like, it's like riding around in a car playing GTA and hearing songs that on the radio. Yeah. And having those taken away for original scores, I think it hits a little different when you're in first person mode and you're trying to immerse yourself and you can hear songs that versus like everything original. I mean, I get your point too though. Like, why even do it if you're just gonna cut it out? Like, what's the point? But dang it, we've had a few videos flagged randomly, which surprised me for like Brandon's playthrough of Final Fantasy X, because like the song in the game was on there, and it was like
it was the lyrical song.
It was like a literal cutscene, and I'm like, why did y'all do this? Like, come on. So I think Brandon put it really well, saying that it's what did you say it was?
I don't remember my exact phrasing, but it was like
modern gaming.
Yeah,
it's a feature. Yeah. It's a feature made for modern gaming. Mm-hmm. Something around those lines.
Gabe, did you want to hop in?
I think that's cool, and I think it's cool that the developers took the time to implement that. Yeah. Because, and then again, also like some streamers or some content creators might not know what songs are going to be flagged. They
very true.
Even though you have that entire agreement statement at the beginning of games and stuff, no one reads through that. Everyone knows you don't read through that. So, for me, I'm someone who doesn't look through what songs I can or can't use. So the ability to do that, I think that's pretty cool. And again, and maybe, with that might get people off Cyberpunk's back for the delays they made, because for all we know, this last delay could have been because of that, because their delay came around the same time that Twitch started being like, hey,
that's true.
Streaming.
Yo, that's true.
Yeah, and true. Twitch was coming out like, oh yeah, we're gonna start flagging everything. So again,
yeah, for sure. Some goodwill can't
Cyberpunk,
some goodwill can't hurt, definitely.
Well, supposedly this delay was because the game was running I'm gonna misquote someone, but essentially it was because of the fact that it was so close to console launch and the game was running one way on like PS4 and another way on PS5, or one way on Xbox Series X and one way on Xbox One, so that they wanted to just refine it to make sure that every version of the game came out really well, because originally it was going to release for the past/current gen and then come to next gen, but I think the next gen version was the best version and they had to work on the older version, I believe it was, don't quote me on that, but essentially one of the versions wasn't working right and that's why they had to do the delay, if I remember correctly.
Okay, makes sense.
So to round this out, two more things. One of them is that Animal Crossing now limits the way that you time travel a little bit. So there's an article over at Polygon. I know that we've played, I don't know if Kelly has played Animal Crossing, but I know Brandon and Gabe have all played Animal Crossing with me. So essentially, everybody, you can talk about whether you think Animal Crossing is cheating or not. I mean, time travel in Animal Crossing is cheating or not. That's literally one of the first questions I asked Gabe when he joined HP Critical, actually, because he reminded me.
Yeah.
But before, in Animal Crossing, Nintendo said that they were going to restrict time travel so that you couldn't move forward or back to do events, right? So once the Halloween event is done, that's it. Like, you can't skip forward to the Thanksgiving event day currently. You can't do that. So they said that before, but then you were literally able to do it. So now you can no longer do that. You can't, like, right now skip to the Thanksgiving event and do all the content so far. But apparently that's the only way that time travel has been restricted. They said they were going to do it in the beginning. They didn't. Now they did. For my Animal Crossing broskies, how you feeling? So
I don't time travel personally, so this would normally not affect me at all. However, we do have our dear friend and editor Marissa. You know, she does time travel, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how she arranged her island to be beautiful. I'm just Anyways, kidding. So because I don't time travel and there was a Thanksgiving, I was planning on doing like a Thanksgiving stream. However, for obvious reasons, I'm most likely going to be busy in the later afternoon/evening. So I contacted Marissa literally yesterday after I finished the Mario Sunshine stream. I was like, hey, Marissa, the update's live. Are you planning on time traveling Thanksgiving? Because if you are, can you do some recon for me on how this event's going to go so I can know how well I can do this stream? And this update drops, and now she can't do that. So that stream is going to be really up in the air. So I have no idea how much of it I can show. So, but otherwise, it doesn't really affect me that much. I don't time travel, so, you know. Gabe?
Yeah, I think it's a cool way of making sure everyone enjoys the events at the same time, and you don't have that one douchebag. Because you're always going to have that one douchebag that's like, yeah, I time traveled to this event, and look what I can get, or look what my island has. So I think it's a cool way of stopping that, but I suck at time traveling, so this doesn't affect me in any way. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You suck at time traveling. Like, you don't even do anything.
That's what I want to know.
Like, you literally don't do anything.
No. Okay, because look, the other day, this was within this month. I was trying to speed up my island, construction and shit. So, because I was trying. Look, I just wanted the houses out of my way so I can terraform everything. And so I tried it. So whatever, and. You put the plot to a house in one place, and the next day, the house is built, and then so that happens. But for some reason, I tried it. So I went one day, I put a plot somewhere, I skipped ahead to the next day. It was all good and done. Before I left, I made another plot to another house, but then I went back in time to my original day, and the plot was there, so I'm like, okay, that makes sense that if I go back in time, it's not gonna be built. But then when I jumped ahead a day again, the plot was gone completely. I don't know what happened to the plot. So I was like, all right. So I tried that a couple more times, and the same thing kept happening until finally I was like, you know what? I just suck at cheating at games, so I'm not gonna try anymore. So I don't know. It doesn't affect me because I don't know how to time travel properly.
Wow. The only thing I'll say about this is I've time traveled before. Not gonna lie.
Cheater.
Yeah. Look, once you do it once, that's it. You're tainted.
That's what it's like. It's like taking life. You don't cross that line once, and then you can't.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about this is that I actually don't time travel to events. I usually wait for the day of the event. But I'm actually really sad for people who make YouTube videos about this stuff, because I do. I will literally watch YouTube videos so that I know what's coming up in the event. Like the Halloween one. I watched one before Halloween that was like, make sure you collect your candy every day. And I was like, okay, great. And then it shows me what's going to happen. Because if I don't like the shit, I don't want to waste my time. So I actually love watching other people do it. So exactly. Like I would love watching other people go through it so I can decide whether I want to or not. So I think it's gonna be really interesting for people who like consistently make YouTube videos consisting of events by time traveling, so that they can tell the rest of us what we need to do. And now they can't. So now I gotta go.
Now they're gonna be live streams.
I don't want to watch a live stream. I just want to skip through your YouTube video to tell me what I gotta do. And now I can't do that. Now I gotta play like regular people. Boo. But to segue with Animal Crossing New Horizons, along with 5 other games, have been nominated for Game of the Year awards.
Let's talk.
And I want to talk about these titles really quick. Like I said, Animal Crossing New Horizons is one of them. Doom Eternal is another one. Final Fantasy VII Remake, obviously my favorite on the list. Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and The Last of Us Part 2. Those are the nominees for Game of the Year from the Game of the Year awards. So I know maybe all of us have not played all of these titles. I think I've played all of them except for one on this list. But with those titles mentioned, how are you guys feeling about it? Who's going to take it home? Who do you want to win? Do you even care about these titles? What do you think?
So, I haven't played every single game on that list, but that being said, based on what I have played and what I've heard, like feedback wise from like people I know and various outlets, I think this is like probably one of the most fair Game of the Year categories I've seen in years, honestly.
I'm like, what?
No, I stand. Yeah, I do. I stand by that. All these games are like solid, especially considered as. All right, which one? Which one's the issue?
I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna get eaten alive. It's like, not Final Fantasy though. I will tell you that. I agree with Final Fantasy.
I mean,
no, because Jerel looked up like, ooh, does he mean Final Fantasy? Because
I was like,
how does remake count though?
Because it's a new game.
In all honesty, from what I've seen, the way they tackled the remake makes this, like, me and Jerel were talking about it a couple of weeks ago. Like, this is not entirely, but it feels like a new game compared to the old one.
Yeah, you didn't create it from scratch.
They did.
I guess most of these
actually they did.
They did. So it's
the same storyline, music.
It's not. It's not.
And why is it called a remake?
That's something that we talked about. It kind of changes the definition of a remake. So the original Final Fantasy VII is this like 8-bit polygon, really old like turn-based thing where you click what you want to do. This one has a brand new battle system. Okay. The music has been remade, and even the storyline has been changed from the original, which is, I'm sorry, this is a spoiler. I'm not going to spoil anymore. But if you played the original and you play the remake, the storyline has been changed a bit. Some of it drastically, some of it not so much, but to a point where people who did play the original are experiencing a brand new game. Yeah. So it's not just like a remake of a new skin with the same stuff. And I think that's why it counts. But also it's a great game.
I can piggyback off that because my brother hasn't played the original in a very, very long time. Like, I'm probably talking about, when did this game come out?
1997?
Yeah, it's been maybe about 10 years since he's last played the game. And he's playing the game, and he's like, dude, this is entirely new. I know this didn't happen in the original story. Yeah. So, it being up there makes sense. I agree with that.
Okay. I played it 2 years ago, or last year actually, for the first time. I played the original last year.
How did you play that original? I played the original and I was like, this shit sucks.
It was so bad until I got into the story, and then I was like, oh my god, it's so good. But I played it
amazing.
And I love the characters, but like, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry, I cut someone off though, because Tifa's best girl. I literally was watching Kelly stream, and I was like, use Tifa. She kept using Cloud. I hate Cloud.
Hey, Cloud's a damn hunk though. I mean,
don't care. Tifa's way more fun to play as.
He gives me Sasuke vibes, but
yeah, but she has like the coolest fucking combos. Like, her shit is so fun to play. I'm so sick of his sword.
Cloud
Whatever
just
default they give me is what I'm playing, because I'm not worried about switching unless one's about to die, and then I'll switch.
Next stream, I'm gonna bug you until you switch and play as Tifa the whole time.
Oh.
The whole time?
The whole time.
It ain't good for every situation.
Only Tifa full stream. But yeah,
Tifa.
before I devolve more into Final Fantasy VII Remake and my love for it, Gabe or Brandon, I think you guys were talking about. Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I was just saying that like for the 6 choices, I think like I don't know, like again, I haven't played every single one of them, but just based on like reviews of the games and just like buzz and all of them, I just feel like that's a solid 6. Like, because there's been games that in past Game of the Years that I'm just like, really, that one that's in the nominees? Oh, okay, and then it usually doesn't end up winning for that reason. But I don't think that I've seen like as fair one since 2017. 2017 had a stacked Game of the Year nominee.
Yeah, it did.
That one was like if any one of those games in 2017 won, I wouldn't have been upset.
What was 2017?
Oh, there was Super Mario Odyssey. There was Breath of the Wild. There's Persona 5.
The Game of the Year though was The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I can let that be.
And there's
I was gonna say it should have been Persona 5, but I will let Breath of the Wild win.
Yeah, it was Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, PUBG. I can't believe that made it in.
That's that one was like,
Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but PUBG had its own thing. Like, it was like the Battle Royale, super
It was
realistic.
at that time,
It had a thing, and it really took off. Like, it was legit, though.
Yeah, it was Among Us before Among Us.
Yeah, kinda.
It's just not as big, but it was literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these nominees are good. I don't know, I haven't played any of them except for Final Fantasy VII Remake, to be honest with you. But I think that a lot of games like didn't come out this year by this time, and there would have been more. Cyberpunk would have been one of the games on here. Like Grounded, honestly, probably could have been one of the games if it had a full release. Like some games, like kind of could have been in this list. I feel like Animal Crossing is a good one because that one was like huge. I mean, it just really took off. It just hit that market, like that sweet pocket. It just got in. The Final Fantasy VII Remake, obviously, there's huge like cult following for Final Fantasy. Hades, it's kind of like a top view, so I don't really play those kinds of games, but like it's pretty popular. Like people really like it, and I guess it's good for what that is. And obviously, The Last of Us has always been a favorite. Like Part 2, I'm not surprised at all. I guess Doom Eternal would be the one I'm surprised for, because I feel like
that's what I'm saying.
Doom games get so repetitive.
Yep.
Like the last Doom game, I was like, I'm doing the same thing. Same enemy. Okay, I'm just shooting him in the face with this giant machine gun and some heavy metal. I mean, it's good, but it's like
I'm personally not into Doom myself, but I don't know. I heard a few good things about it when it came out.
I like Doom. I just like I said, if you like Doom, you like every Doom because it's Doom.
Sure.
It's the same shit. Mm-hmm. But like The Last of Us Part 2, I guess would be probably the thing that I think will probably win. If I had to pick. One that I think will win, not that I would vote for because I didn't play it, but I think that will probably be the one. Although there was a lot of backlash about certain things that happened. The story, yeah. And apparently death threats to the people that played the voices. I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Laura Bailey.
Yeah, that was stupid. By the way, I didn't make a prediction. I just said the nominees were cool. My prediction of what I think is going to win between those 6 is I feel like is either going to be FF7 Remake or Ghost of Tsushima. That's my prediction.
Gabe, do you want to go or should I?
You can go because I'm looking for something really quick.
Okay. Well, looking at this list, I think it's a good list except for Doom Eternal. I'm sorry for everyone who likes Doom Eternal, but I low-key agree with Kelly. It's the only game on this list I have not played, but from everyone that I know that has played it, they've all been just like, it's weird that it's here. Like
really,
and they have played the game, because I think Doom Eternal is like what Kelly said. It's just Doom, and it didn't have the same impact. I think as all of these games had an impact.
They did have an impact,
gaming, except for I think Doom Eternal.
It didn't flop, but like it just kind of came out. And we were like, cool, okay, whatever. Like,
yeah, like people.
Maybe that's what it was. Like honestly, everything I've said about Doom Eternal, like a lot of people were talking about it, was when it came out. Maybe it was like a quick flash in the pan and it was gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
That makes more sense to me. That makes more sense to me. If it didn't have the staying power.
Now, as for this list, Animal Crossing obviously is a huge one. I obviously don't think it's gonna win. Which my problem with this, honestly, this list is that this is 100% gonna be a popularity contest. It's not based on the merit of these games, I don't think, which kind of sucks because I did not like The Last of Us Part 2 story. I have complained about it. I thought Ellie was trash. She's a stupid bitch. Like, I had serious issues with that game. But having said that, I will admit that that game is a good game. Even though I don't like the story for it, like, cinematically it's gorgeous, the gameplay is fun, it has a lot of great stuff in it, even though I personally think that it made some really bad storytelling decisions, like cutting in the middle of some serious shit. Like, the game did a lot of things wrong. But at the end of the day, it's a great game that deserves to be on here, and I could see it winning 100%.
And if you want to hear our full thoughts about that, definitely check out our Last of Us Part 2 podcast that we did with Wesley as well.
Yes, where I talk more shit about Ellie because she's a bitch.
Jesus.
But like, and that's what makes me concerned about this, because even the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think you have to really appreciate that game and where it comes from and the amount that's gone into making the game the way that it is. Like, the character development for just Part 1 is astounding in itself. That game made me cry multiple times. The only game on this list that has actually made me shed tears is Final Fantasy VII Remake. And not even The Last of Us Part 2. That pissed me off. Hades I played it. It's so much fun. It's addictive. Supermassive is just like, it's not even Supermassive.
Supermassive, yeah, Supergiant games.
Supergiant, thank you. They are, they've always done great stuff. The music is great. The artwork is gorgeous. Is amazing. Like, it's this tiny studio that pulls out this huge game that is literally changing things in that genre. Like, that deserves to be there. Ghost of Tsushima has the prettiest leaves I've ever seen in any game.
They are gorgeous.
It is so pretty. It is so pretty. I just put it on the PS5 just so I can see it even prettier. Like, the game is gorgeous. The gameplay is fun. Like, the story's not all there, but it's another one that's really good. And then there's Doom Eternal. But, like, which is just kind of...
Someone I follow on Twitter was calling Ghost of Tsushima a secret PS5 game. And I can
totally see that.
I was honestly waiting, like, because I didn't have time when it first came out, which I didn't get it initially. But I am planning on getting, like, sometime after I eventually get my PS5, because I want to see it on that.
The only other thing I was going to say about this list is it's another list where Sony is, PlayStation is really at the forefront. 3 of these are currently PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah,
which is
true.
Final Fantasy VII, Ghost of Tsushima, and The Last of Us Part 2. And then you have Animal Crossing for Nintendo, and also Hades, because I'm pretty sure it's only on Nintendo and PC currently.
Yes.
And then, surprisingly, Doom Eternal, which is, I think, on everything, right?
Yeah. Even on... I think a Switch port did come out, or they were at least planning one. I don't know if that actually came out yet, though.
But the last thing I'm going to say about this is I do think that this is another great representation of why exclusives are so important, because this list is essentially the best games of 2020, and 3 of them belong to PlayStation, and of course Nintendo's up there like they always are. So, the power of the exclusive.
Yeah, they're strong. They're strong.
So I'm looking through. I was looking for a specific tweet, and I just want to say the amount of memes that have been coming off of the game of the year award tweet is hilarious. There was one where someone was like, "Dude, I've never seen a list so wrong," and then they photoshopped their own list, and it was Buck Snacks all across.
Yes.
But
actually, really quick, I'm sorry to cut you off, but really quick, the only other thing I was gonna say is that I'm sad that Persona 5 Royal did not make the list, only because it is I think another. So I understand why it didn't make it, because I think it is just the same game with additional stuff. In which case, Kelly would be like, "Why is it there?" And I'd be like, "Because it's good." Like, I wouldn't have the same explanation that I would have for Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I'm pretty sure that the scores for Persona 5 Royal were essentially higher than every game on this list. I would have to check that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. So it's disappointing to not see it there, but also it had its chance in 2017, so I'm not too mad. But that game
it's on the RPG list, at least, like for the best RPG category. definitely voting for that on the best RPG. I'm just gonna.
I mean, it has, it's the only game on here that's gonna give you over 150 hours of content aside from Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's an investment in that game. You buy in, you're just in there.
But go ahead, Gabe. I'm sorry.
So there's actually 3 games that I don't agree with on this.
Oh shit.
But I can't find 3 games to take them all out. But the very first one I'm gonna say, and again, I'm gonna get eaten up for this, is I don't believe Animal Crossing should be up there. And look, I understand.
I didn't think that was gonna be yours, honestly. I thought you were also gonna say Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal shouldn't be up there either. But my main one is Animal Crossing because I get it. It's the first Animal Crossing on Switch. It's the first Animal Crossing in a while. It came out at the perfect time when the pandemic started and everyone was getting to it. In no way to me does it has no type of leverage on any of the other games there. I don't think it should be up there. It's a good game. It's it's fun. It's relaxing. Shouldn't be up there.
Oh my god, I completely disagree with you.
I agree with that, to be honest. I think it's popular, but I don't think it's good.
Yeah,
I think it's popular.
It's like you said, it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
It's popular. It shouldn't be up there because why? It died within 2 months.
It did not die.
Yes, it
sure
did.
did.
You were 100% wrong. The Animal Crossing is literally a game that people play every day to this day. Like it is. I will say that it is a very specific title for a specific audience, but as that, it does deserve to be there because of what it is for that audience, because it is a damn good title if you're into that. But that can be said for any of these games.
And true. And the other game I don't agree with, and this one's a little bit more biased just because of what I've been hearing about it, is The Last of Us Part 2. And Jerel's not the only one that's had like his negative things about the game. I've heard a lot negative about it. So yeah, I don't think those 2 should be up there. I would have replaced.
Wait, you're basing that on what you've heard about the game?
No, not just what I've heard about. Well, I mean, from you, yeah. But the thing is, if you get a general consensus that there's something in the game that a lot of people don't like, it's safe to say that that's a pretty solid fact about what makes that game in some people's opinion.
But that's okay.
The other problem with that, like Gabe, I definitely know where you're coming from that. But I can tell you for a fact that a lot of the people who say it sucked was like didn't actually play it. Jerel, his is more in my opinion more valid because he played the game, saw the story from start to finish, so he has valid opinions about how it went. Like I mentioned this on a past podcast. There's someone on my Facebook who literally doesn't own any PlayStation system and his timeline was just full of saying Last of Us Part 2 is trash.
I don't listen to people like that though. That's different. And then to also top it off, I'm not when I talk about the negative comments, I'm not talking about those crazy ass people like, oh, I don't like this game. Why does she have to be gay? That's not what I'm talking about at all.
Okay.
Yeah, just to clarify that. That's definitely not one of the things I looked at. One of the games I wish was up there was Fallen Order. And yes, it's a Star Wars game.
Wait.
That didn't come out this year.
No, but it came out 5 days before the cutoff date. Cutoff date for this year was November 20th.
And it came out after the cutoff, right?
Wait, hold on, give me a second.
Because that came out in 2019.
So it came out last year.
It came out last year, but like Gabe is saying, it came out after the cutoff, which is why it wasn't included.
Awards this year must be available for public consumption on or before November 20th, 2020. What the fuck? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, is it not from January to November?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, but I'm looking for the actual cutoff date.
Well, regardless.
Look, it's between. Wait. This is why I don't use Google anymore. Give me a second. Because I'm getting so many different. When was this tweeted? September 23rd, 2020, from George. Not George. My bad. Geoff. I can't say his last name.
Jeff.
We are waiting. Jeff. Oh, it's Jeff. I thought it was Geoff. I'm so sorry, Geoff. Damn it, Jeff.
Okay.
We are waiting to hear when the judges will be able to play games, get new hardware. Lots of. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. This should be. Save the date. Okay, yeah. Last year, November 15th was the cutoff date. If I'm reading this tweet right, because it sounds like I'm reading it right.
We're not sure.
Okay, because he says. Okay, because this is. Because it says
2020.
Yeah, when did Fallen Order come out?
Hold on, because it says he made the tweet September 23rd. He goes, save the date. Game Awards Thursday, December 10th, live from above. And then someone commented, only games till November 20. Until November 15th are in consideration. And he replied to that tweet and said that was last year's date. This year has not been determined. So,
okay,
November 15th was the cutoff for last year, if I read that correctly.
Yes, and I'm just reading this now. Fallen Order came out on the cutoff date, November 15th.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's why if it was in consideration, it would have been in the running because it got released on the cutoff date.
Fallen Order is not better than The Last of Us Part 2.
But it's better than Doom Eternal.
Yeah,
it is better than Doom Eternal. It is probably better than Doom Eternal.
To be honest, sorry, go ahead.
No, but yeah, I mean, I really, again, this has been a very, I'm not going to say empty year for video games, but it's been a very low release year for video games.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's low, but there's been some high quality releases in this year.
Yeah, but again, those two games, I don't agree with too much. What I want to win, just because it's kind of the underdog story, is 100% Hades.
That would be an underdog story.
Because that's an indie developer, right?
Oh yeah.
Then I 100% want Hades to win, just for the fact that it's
Hades. Hades. Indie games almost never make it to the grand game of the year category. Yeah. So if Hades won, I wouldn't even be mad. And you know
what? Another game I would have loved to see up there, I don't know what game would have replaced, and I know I'm going to get yelled at for this one, is 100% Fall Guys. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm sorry.
Fall Guys should be up there.
You don't want Animal Crossing up there, but you do want Fall Guys up there?
Yeah.
Okay. And now your entire opinion is just null and void to me about that.
I mean, that's okay. You also thought Breath of the Wild sucked. We saw how that turned out. Don't worry. I'll swing you over.
I was wrong.
I will swing you over eventually.
I don't know. I guess I get annoyed because it's not any games that I even like. I mean, I appreciate Final Fantasy VII Remake, like, for what it is, and thank you, Jerel, for, like, obviously giving me that so I could experience it. But, like, I don't know, like, none of these games really appeal to me at all. Like, I haven't played any of them unless someone, like I said, literally gifts it to me. Like, I wanted, like, something harder hitting, like, something new, something fresh. Like, Last of Us is a sequel. Doom Eternal is pretty much something else. Final Fantasy is a remake, technically. Mm-hmm. Animal Crossing, I don't know if it should be there. I don't know. Ghost of Tsushima and Hades, I haven't played. I guess they're new. Kind of like a new game, but, like...
Yeah.
I want something new and exciting. And with next gen coming out this year, you would have thought that something really new and exciting was going to happen. And it's just like, okay.
They kind of did, they kind of didn't. But the problem is, even if something really hard hitting came out at launch, it wouldn't even be considered until next year. And that's
I know. It's just, like I said, I thinking back, like, Breath of the Wild was amazing. Like what was, like, one before? Probably, like, what did Overwatch win one year? Like, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like that's like a title that I'm like, yes. This year I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Something could win, something will. I don't care.
Yeah. And that's actually why I kind of like this list, because I think that this list does even though it doesn't represent every gamer, I think it does represent a lot of different types of gamers.
I agree with that.
Range of categories.
Very broad. Because Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal, and we even had, they both released on the same day, and we had.
And there was the memes. Dude, those memes were so heartwarming. I love those memes.
And those are two very different games for two very different people.
I love Isabel Doom guy hanging out together. It's so cute.
Overwatch did win Game of the Year award.
I figured, because he got a perfect 10.
Yeah.
Game still sucks, Overwatch was great.
I want to see Jerel's reaction.
Whoa! Because Overwatch was a great game. It was a really good game. Okay, I don't want to talk about Overwatch. It's old. But this is also really frustrating to me because obviously, well, actually not obviously, 90% of the decision making for the winner of Game of the Year is a voting jury, and only 10% is the votes by fans.
Oh, so Electoral College.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, kind of. Well, not really. But, okay, sure. Like, whatever. So, it's like these games are nominated, and we obviously that 10% depends on. The point is, we aren't necessarily making the final decision all the time. So this is kind of just like games that people enjoy that impacted them. And I like the list because the list is a bunch of games that are impactful, that have one way or another impacted gaming, except for Doom Eternal. And like, no matter how you feel about The Last of Us Part 2, like I said, I have so many issues with that game, but I cannot overlook the amount of time and effort and polish and that went into making gameplay what it is. The sound design in that game alone, I have not heard a game that does what The Last of Us Part 2 does with its sound design. It is an integral part of that game, to the point that like you rely on sound in that game, and I've never done that in a game before because I hate scary shit. There's zombies, there's pop-ups, there's like jump scares all throughout. I hate it, but I found myself relying on the game design of that title. Like, things like that can't be disregarded because the game is controversial. Right. And that's why I think it definitely deserves to be where it is. Because like I said, I thought the story was trash. I thought they did some really bad story-making decisions in that game. And Brandon can disagree with me, or actually, I know I
agree with you with part of this. Was some of it. Like, it's a very divisive game in terms of storytelling. Like, Wesley loved a lot of it. I know you hate a lot of it. There were some things I liked and something I disliked. That's pretty much it for the story.
Like, even little things for me, like I have a really nice TV, PS4 Pro. I'm playing this game at best settings. They have this disgusting grain filter over everything that I hate, that some people didn't even notice. I think that shit sucks. Why would you put that over it? Now it looks like trash. Like, it doesn't look like trash, but now it makes it look old. But that's a part of the entire package. So even though I don't like that, it's a beautiful game. The gameplay is great. Like, I enjoyed doing that type. Wow, he has something very serious to say. Gabe just made a really weird point. But I enjoyed the gameplay of that. I hated killing the dogs. But, I mean, come on. In this game, literally in this game, the dogs sniff you out and follow you. Like, you have to...
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Around.
The dogs are the most scary enemies in the game, even including the zombie monsters.
Honestly, I watched one of my friends play this game. I didn't play it, but I watched one of my favorite streamers play this game. And he's in this part of the game where dogs just keep attacking him and he's having to kill them. And his face, he's just like in so much pain, just killing dog after dog after dog. And it's like, he has a clip. It's so amazing. It's just so funny because he's just like so disgusted and horrified that he just keeps having to kill these dogs. I mean.
When a game makes you do that, I think it is worth something.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that I didn't want to kill the dogs either, but at one point I was like, I'm gonna explode these motherfuckers because they keep killing me. But the fact that
mines.
Yes, like the fact that these dogs sniff you out where you go and you can see the trail. Come on, like and the game is really long though. I'm not gonna lie, it's really long. But I don't think it can be discounted just because of divisive storytelling decisions. Because, like Wesley said in our review, he said either you like it or you don't. It's gonna work for some people and it doesn't work for other people, but you can't discount the gameplay for it. Final Fantasy VII Remake, like I said, has basically changed the meaning of the word remake. Like, you can't say that your game is a remake anymore after what they've done. They basically created this from the ground up. Everything is new, everything is different. Like, you can't say remake anymore and just slap a new fresh coat of paint on an old game and call it a day, because they've raised the bar for that. Animal Crossing, like we said, cultural phenomenon at the time. Hades, it is one of those titles that also changed the way that those types of games are played. They have a mode in it for, I think it's called God Mode, where you can turn it on so that if you can't do roguelikes, because I suck at roguelikes, I literally die all the time, there's a way that you can play the game and still get the story. They've created a roguelike that is repetitive in a way that's fun. That game makes dying fun, because every time you die, you go back and you get new stuff and you talk to new gods and you get new scenes, you understand new people, you progress through the story the more that you die. There is not a game where you die and you want to die. In Hades, I don't mind when I die because I know that going forward something else is going to happen. Like, they've been able to change gaming for roguelikes in that way. So I think every game on here has had some form of impact. except for Doom Eternal. every other game on here has had some form of impact, and I think throughout the year, as I'm looking back at everything I played, I am not mad at it. I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Gabe, did you have something to say when you looked at your shit?
I did, but then like I saw the reviews from like the big names, and I was like, never mind, because I don't want to argue this point. I was gonna say if there was a game to be replaced, and it, obviously I think we've all agreed that Doom Eternal is that game. I personally, based off of my experience with the game, would have liked to see the Dragon Ball Kakarot game nominated, because
for Game of the Year.
Hold on, because
like what?
Because it's yes, it's a story we've heard before, and yes, it's anime, but the way this was an entirely new take on not just the Dragon Ball story, but anime games in general. You're used to playing anime games as just you grab your.
Wait, you broke up for me. Say all of that again.
Say all of what again?
You broke up for me as soon as you said it was a new take on the anime game.
Yeah, it was a new take on anime games. When you play an anime game, you're used to, just choosing a team of three people going into arena and fighting, and that's how you do it. That's how it's been with, the Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi games. That's how it was with Jump Force, which was a horrible take on anime. How to say that. That's how it was with the Naruto games. But they managed to turn, and Fairy Tail did this too, but Fairy Tail didn't do it as good. It hurt me to say that, but they took the anime world we know and they turned it into an RPG, almost turn-based, almost. And it was, and everything about the game was very beautiful, except for there was on release, the first couple of days it was released, there was this really weird bug that would kind of stretch out the some of the characters. I think one of them was Yamcha would die, and it would literally physically stretch his model, so it was a little weird. But yeah.
Oh, but you want that as Game of the Year? Okay.
First of all, they fixed it, so calm down. But and then again,
Animal Crossing doesn't have these problems.
No, instead in Animal Crossing, you gotta wait a whole fucking day for something to be built, because God knows it has to be treated like a real game. And first of all, in Animal Crossing, you can't put a cliff next to the edge of a. I'm not even gonna go into Animal Crossing in my anger with that game. That's because that's personal. But yeah, I feel like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot did an extremely good take on the anime games that we're used to playing. And to me, if a game gets a 9 out of 10 on Steam, because, and Kelly, I don't mean this in a bad way, a lot of PC players are very hard judges. If you can score a 9, I think you're a good game. But again, like I said, some of the other ratings like IGN, and I have to be nice because some of Jerel's friends work at IGN. I stopped agreeing with all their ratings after Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire got a 7.35 because there was too much water, even though that's what the game was. But then a game I think it was Call of Duty Ghost, which was one of the worst Call of Duty games anyone's ever played, got an 8 or a 9. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I was I didn't want to say it, but I had to say it because I already started saying it, and that's yeah.
Just a quick counterpoint. I won't stand too long because I know we're running long. I will agree that Kakarot, because I played it too, and it's a really good, for an anime action RPG game, they really did do a lot that the anime games really never touched. And because Dragon Ball has that pedigree, so they thought, well, why don't we make an actual ambitious game for it? And it does do a lot of good things. But that bug that they patched out aside, that game also just has a lot of technical problems. It does have a lot of technical problems. Enough that's it doesn't break the game. It's still very fun to play, but enough that I was I cannot put that in the same pedestal as the other, excluding Doom Eternal, the other games in the Game of the Year category. I would love it to get something. It should get some kind of recognition for what it did for an anime games. But Game of the Year, I don't know, man. I don't know. I couldn't put it on that pedestal. I'm sorry.
I would totally go into a whole conversation about how many people even played that, but I won't, because we're gonna end the podcast now. Not as many as Animal Crossing. And with that,
game sucks. Animal Crossing was a hype game. I'm gonna say that right now.
next week, we are going to talk more about our own Game of the Year nominees. So look forward to what we have coming out for HP Critical at the end of the year.
Can we talk about Age of Calamity next week? That is Game of the Year.
And we'll do some Age of Calamity impressions.
We sure will. We sure will.
And I want to talk a little bit more about you guys' Final Fantasy VII progress. And Kellie's going to tell us about the latest scary games that she's playing, because I want to hear impressions on those as well. And I also want to talk to Brandon about, how he thinks the Switch is going to hold up in this new next-gen situation that we're in. And it's going to be a lot of fun, so come back next week. But as of now, we are done for the day. It was great talking to you guys. And I will see everybody later next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Let's go! HP Critical!